Most people think that after 80, having a paid-off house, a decent nest egg, and a fiercely independent spirit means you're fully prepared to live alone. But let me tell you a hard truth: that's not independence. It's a dangerous form of arrogance. There is a razor-thin line between commanding your own life and stubbornly waiting for a disaster to choose for you. My name is Thomas. I am 88 years old, and for the last 5 years, since my beautiful wife Evelyn passed away, I've been navigating this quiet house by myself. For the first 2 years, I wore my solitude like a badge of honor. I thought I was doing great, until one ordinary Tuesday evening, a simple slip in the kitchen left me pinned against the counter with a sprained hip, watching my phone sit completely out of reach on the dining table. I spent 4 hours in the dark, listening to the hum of the refrigerator, realizing that my pride was the heaviest thing in the room. That was my awakening. I wasn't conquering old age, I was just getting lucky. Let's be honest with each other. Living alone at 88, without a clear plan, is just waiting for trouble. Your pride will tell you that you're doing fine, but a single slip can take away your independence in a second. I didn't want to end up in a nursing home, so I set up 12 simple, practical steps to keep myself safe and in control of my own life. Let me walk you through exactly what I do, step by step. First, every single morning at 7 a.m., I sit on my porch with my coffee in the exact same chair for 10 minutes. This simple routine starts my day right and keeps me from getting lost in loneliness or sadness. Second, I set aside $50 every month just to buy things that bring me pure happiness, like the high-grade coffee beans I love. It reminds me that I am still a person who deserves nice things, not just an old man managing doctor appointments. Third, I keep a paper notebook on my kitchen counter to write down my medications, meals, and bills. Since my wife Evelyn passed away, I don't have anyone to remind me of things anymore. Writing things down isn't a sign of getting weak. It's just being smart, because your brain needs a backup. Fourth, I put cheap, motion-sensing LED lights along the floor from my bed to the bathroom. When I have to get up in the middle of the night, they light up my path automatically, so I don't stub my toe or trip in the dark. Fifth, I changed how my kitchen works to fit my body today. I moved heavy pots out of the low cabinets, put the dishes I use every day right at arm level, and bought a stool so I can sit down while chopping vegetables instead of standing until my back hurts. Sixth, I have a simple daily check-in with my neighbor. Every morning before 9 a.m., I flip a small wooden sign on my porch window. If my neighbor looks over at 10 and sees it hasn't been flipped, he comes to check on me. It takes 5 seconds, costs nothing, and could save my life. Seventh, I wear an emergency alert button on my wrist every single day. I used to refuse to wear it because of my pride, but after a small fall where I spent hours on the floor waiting for help, I realized that wearing it means I am staying in control of my own safety. Eighth, I taped a bright yellow folder inside my pantry door. Inside, I keep a list of my medications, my allergies, and my doctor's phone numbers. Paramedics are trained to check the kitchen first, so if something happens and I can't speak, this folder speaks for me. Ninth, I stopped ignoring the warning signs from my body. When you live alone, There is no one else to tell you that you look pale or need to see a doctor. If I feel dizzy or have chest tightness, I don't pretend it's nothing anymore. Ignoring your body is a dangerous gamble. 10th, I made a rule to wait 24 hours before making any financial decisions. Scammers love to call older folks living alone and try to panic them into paying for fake repairs or services. Now, whenever someone calls with an offer, I tell them to wait a day so I can check with a friend first. 11th, I start asking for help early, long before things turn into a big emergency. I ask the neighbor's son to carry heavy things before my back gets hurt. And I call a mechanic when an appliance makes a funny noise, not after it breaks completely. Asking for help early keeps you in charge. Waiting until you're desperate means other people make the choices for you. 12th, I found my own ways to stay connected to life without forcing myself to go to senior centers that make me feel more lonely. Instead, I write letters every week to my late wife Evelyn, to my younger self, and to my grandkids. I don't mail them, but writing keeps my mind busy and reminds me that my story is still going on. Setting up these 12 steps did something much bigger than just keeping me safe. It completely changed how I look at this quiet house. In philosophy, especially Stoicism, they teach us that we cannot control the things that happen outside of us, like the passage of time or the fact that the house gets empty after a loss. But we have absolute control over how we prepare and how we respond. When you automate your safety and your daily routines, something incredible happens. You stop living in fear. You stop feeling like a victim of old age, just waiting for the next problem to happen. This house is no longer a place where I am trapped or isolated. Because of these systems, it has become my kingdom. I am 88 years old, and I am still the ruler of my own life, making my own choices on my own terms. True inner peace doesn't come from pretending you don't need help, and it doesn't come from trying to act like you're still 50. It comes from having the wisdom to accept your body as it is today and having the courage to build a fortress around it. Living alone in your later years isn't a sad story. If you manage it right, it can be the finest chapter of your personal freedom. At 88, waking up in my own bed every single morning isn't just a stroke of luck. It is the direct result of the simple choices I made when things were calm. You don't have to fix all 12 things by tomorrow. Just pick one. Start with one small decision today to protect your peace and keep your freedom tomorrow. I would really love to hear from you now. What is one practical thing you do to keep your own home safe and comfortable? Or maybe you have a daily routine that works wonders for you. Drop a comment below and let me know. Let's share our stories and learn from each other. And if this talk brought a little comfort or clarity to your day, please subscribe to the Silver Porch. We have plenty of honest, meaningful conversations waiting for you. Take good care of yourself. You are truly worth the effort. I'll be right here, waiting to welcome you back to the porch.